Oh my God. You gotta spit on it first.
Wait.
Wow, that's not what I meant. What you were about to do is not at all.
Yes, no, spit on it.
Spit on it, Daddy. Oh!
I missed. It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad.
Do you know what the difference between a hippo and a zippo is?
Like a lighter and the animal?
Do you know the difference?
One's a lighter, one's an animal.
One's extremely heavy, and the other's a little lighter.
Oh, okay. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of that joke. That actually I really like.
Thanks.
I've never heard it before. I've heard of some other ones in the past, like NyQuil stops the coffin. Or I don't know. I ruined the punchline of a 5-minute long joke, right?
That was insane. I don't even know that one, but I love that you just breezed over it.
If you type in NyQuil stops the coffin, if you Google that in Google, super redundant, you're gonna find the story, the joke. Welcome.
Yes. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to another episode of ICBTB Podcast,
also known as
It Can't Be That Bad.
My name is Alejandro.
And my name is Christian.
And we have Juliet Perry.
Yes, Juliet Perry. Look dead into the camera right now and tell the baddies why you have throat problems.
Are you still choking on that Truly you tried to shotgun?
Maybe she's born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it is.
We watched a movie this week.
Yes.
An incredible film that has actually been a reoccurring random theme in our life.
Yeah. You think so?
I know so.
Why is that?
Do you remember when we went to Disneyland years and years ago?
Oh, when we went with a bunch of friends?
With a bunch of friends, we were staying at the Motel 6 down the street from Disneyland.
Super classy.
One day, we were leaving, I think probably to go to Disneyland. And I was like, I can't leave. I'm watching this bonkers movie. I don't know what it is. I just turned it on. This girl's boobs are hanging out. She's got a gun and a katana. I don't know what the fuck this is. And I was like, do you know what movie this is? And you said no. And I asked all the other friends, do you know what movie this is? They said no. I went years without knowing what movie it was. And then one day, I stumbled upon Sucker Punch.
Because how else can you find out what movie that is?
Because there's no like guide on the TV.
You can't just type in girl with katana and gun.
I probably could have.
And you think Sucker Punch would have came up?
Google in 2011 was good enough.
Oh, and Google in 2021 is fucked?
It's way better.
We have a fact checker / what are you today?
I thought I was the producer today.
Okay. We have a producer fact checker here in the room. It is Juliet, and she's actually going to be helping us out a lot.
Not just helping. She's going to do a whole... Are you nervous?
A little bit.
She's going to do a whole bunch of shit for us. So, Jules, I'm going to go ahead and...
Are we ready?
Give it to you.
What am I doing?
You know what you're doing.
The itty,
Bitty.
nitty,
Gritty.
committee.
Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, the movie this week is
Sucker Punch!
Yeah.
It was released in 2011, directed by Zack Snyder.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way,
New movie
baddies,
coming out.
guess what dropped today? If you're listening to this on the Thursday that this drops.
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
That's right.
A 4-hour, 20-minute epic
yes.
masterpiece that he is finally allowed to do.
Really? 4 hours and 20
Yes.
minutes?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
420?
6 parts.
That's
Insane.
wild. That's 260 minutes.
It's a long time.
This episode's going to get a lot of streams with the Zack Snyder.
Shh, don't give away our secrets.
That's our secret.
Oh.
Secrets.
Back to the itty
Sucker
bitty nitty gritty Sucker Punch 2011 director Zack Snyder. Action fantasy with a runtime 1 hour and 50 minutes and broken
like it.
down. What was it?
That's 111 minutes.
I couldn't
You
tell
said,
you.
wait, an hour and 50 minutes?
Yeah.
That is 110 minutes. You're off by... Interesting that you were off by 1 minute, and I don't know if that's purposeful, but it's freaking me out.
Okay. 6 out of 10 on IMDb, 22% on
I'm
Rotten
sorry.
Tomatoes.
Can you back up a bit? What did you say?
6 out of 10 on IMDb.
There
Thank
we
you
go.
very much. Okay.
Did I not say it?
You said
said
I am
BD.
BD. That's like
I
referring
am
to...
Ben Davis.
It's like referring to America's
Sorry.
Best Dance Crew, but you're saying ABDC.
Oh my
Wait.
God.
American ABCD.
It's called ABBA, and they're the most popular pop group from Sweden.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Thank you.
You're absolutely right. Continue, please.
So many interruptions.
We've never had a producer do this before, so we're learning too.
Okay. 22.
22 Jump Street.
Now I have the stutter.
Juliet has throat problems.
Juliet has throat problems.
Okay. 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, 33% on Metacritic. Christian and Alejandro, would you like to guess how many Google users liked this movie? What
I'm
percent?
so happy because I didn't look. This is actually gonna be the first time I'm ever gonna
Nice.
actually get to guess.
Okay, you're actually playing with me this time.
Who's going first?
87%.
87%. And Christian?
84%.
Looks like Christian still holds that belt at 81% liked this
man.
movie.
81%. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
What's your secret? How do you know?
I gauged it off of how much I liked the movie.
You liked it 81%.
Not necessarily. I just knew it was a lot less than I liked other movies.
But he said 84%.
Oh, you liked it 84%.
It made sense that it would be 84%.
Do you like this more than Watchmen?
No.
Do you like this more than 300?
No. I like both of those movies way more than I like this movie. This movie's interesting.
This movie's very interesting.
This movie is very artsy.
Fartsy.
Tartsy?
There we
Atta
go.
girl.
Artsy,
See?
fartsy,
The rules
tartsy.
of 3.
No, and we'll get into it and we'll talk more about it. I have a lot to say.
Are we ready for the synopsis?
Yes.
Right at you.
Right at
All
you.
right. Locked away, a young woman named Baby Doll, Emily Browning, retreats to a fantasy world where she is free to go wherever her mind takes her. Determined to fight for real freedom, she finds 4 women, Rocket, Blondie, Amber, and Sweet Pea, to join together to escape the terrible fate that awaits them. With a virtual arsenal at their disposal, the Allies battle everything from samurais to serpents, while trying to decide what price they will pay for survival. It had a release date of March 25th, 2011. Budget, I say the budget right?
Yes.
Yes.
82 million. What was the box office?
150 mil.
150 mil?
100 mil.
90 million.
Ooh, you win that. So it barely
Super
made
Mario.
a profit.
Well, I would say
Fair.
after marketing and shit, it probably didn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because I don't think marketing is considered in the budget.
So and they spent a lot of money.
You have to, especially a movie like this. Also, this was the first time that Zack Snyder says he did an action film. Because he doesn't consider 300 an action film.
Are you fucking kidding
Really?
me? He thinks that's a
what
historical
he
piece?
says. No, he says it's a drama.
I'm sorry. Really? I know there are dramatic
Elements.
aspects.
Yeah. He sees it as like his ode to Shakespeare.
What?
Really?
I don't know.
There are Shakespearean moments and dramatic moments in 300, but
Gerard
that's
Butler's
for
action.
sure an action movie.
Hey, I'm on your side, but I'm just going by what Zack Snyder has been credited as saying.
You can tell right off the bat that this is a Zack Snyder film.
It's so stylized by like the colorings and by the effects, but it's also like a weird version of Zack Snyder where he is his hands are tied. You can tell there's a lot of stuff that was changed, or I don't know.
The usual thing that happens to Zack Snyder.
He has a vision of something, and if you don't get all of it, then you miss out. And we'll get to it when we get to the end. But there's an alternate ending, which is not really an alternate ending. It's just a little bit longer of an ending, and it actually opens up a whole nother door of ending possibilities.
I'm going to watch it right after this episode, right after we're done recording, because I'm curious. I didn't watch it yet, so I'm excited because
good.
This movie, you can tell, had a lot of potential. It's a fun ride. It's a crazy ride, and it's like a metaphor within a metaphor.
It's also not based on anything. I kept watching this thing. This has got to be based on an anime or something. No, like Zack Snyder came up with the story and wrote the screenplay.
This movie seemed like an hour and 50 long music video. Like
Yeah.
An Evanescence music video game.
yeah,
A
yes.
music video game.
Yeah.
And none of the guns had recoil. Can we talk about
And
that?
they never needed to be reloaded.
And they were quiet. all of the shots.
So let's break it down here. A 1, a 2, A 1, 2, 3, 4.
Juliet has throat problems. Juliet has throat problems. Honestly, the weirdest inside joke that no one will understand.
Honestly, it's not even worth explaining.
Yes, at this point, let's just leave it at that.
Are you still choking on that truly you tried to shotgun? Okay, so Juliet has throat problems, and what happened was... No. So the movie opens, and there is literally a 15-minute, no dialogue spoken, like, tableau.
Yes, everything's in slow motion. It's
Raining. It's
an Evanescence music video.
Yes.
Hardcore.
And we learn that Baby Doll's mother...
Yes, passes
dies.
away. She's sick. We don't really know. Or do you think
she's
she
already
was...
dead?
Yes.
I think maybe she was murdered by that jerk guy.
I think so because that's her stepfather.
Yes,
That's
but
Baby Doll's
also
stepfather.
their lawyer.
Something, dude.
He's also their lawyer, something like. Because when you read the Last Will and Testament, again, a lot of information dropped with zero exposition.
I'm sure Zack Snyder wanted to get all this information across because everything looks great, but the storytelling very vague.
I agree. But vague or open-ended.
Everything. Usually endings should be open-ended, but like at the beginning should never be open-ended. The beginning
Yeah.
is the time to like ground the reality.
So mom's dead. The dad is like
the stepdad.
beating / raping the girls.
Well, yeah, what is he doing? Because that's vague.
They have like keys for the inside and the outside of the doors.
Yes.
And then the girl's in a closet and the guy kicks it in even though he has a key. Then Baby Doll shows up and shoots one bullet that goes through 4 different planes.
It's not a bullet that she's shooting. It must be
It's
a
a
pinball.
laser. It's a pinball. Oh, yes. I was thinking like it's got to be like the JFK magic bullet that like goes through 6 bodies and still kills Governor Connolly. It's like that's the only way that this will work.
This, I don't know. The stepdad was 2 feet away from Baby
Oh
Doll.
my God, closer than point blank range.
Did she blink when she shot? Because
You know who taught her how to shoot?
who?
The stormtroopers.
Oh, that's where she got it. Either that or Ray Charles. I can't.
Too soon.
I can't
Probably
do
not, bro.
that.
That one was fucked up, man.
Too soon.
No, because Ray Charles is a peaceful man and he never wielded a gun.
He beat quite a bit of women actually. Anyways, and so she shoots at her stepfather, misses somehow,
Misses by like 3 feet.
but hits a pipe, and her sister in the head.
In the
Poor
head.
things.
Straight up, thank you very much. Straight up murders her sister, and then is taken to insane asylum at Lenox Hill.
Yes, the stepdad calls the popo and says that, Baby Doll went into a deep depression after her mom died.
And then she shot her sister.
Boom. And goes to, the insane asylum where we meet a very handsome orderly.
Blue.
Blue, played by Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
It's so good. I mean, I
He's
love
always really
him
good.
so much.
Oh, Inside Llewyn Davis, Star Wars. He's an incredible actor, period.
He's an Ex Machina, right? Am I
He
tripping?
is. No, he is. He's the guy who makes the machine.
So good.
So we learned that he is a corrupt orderly who is taking money for lobotomies. I don't want to detract too much, but lobotomies was an iconically American invention that was done all the way until, they're still doing them today
Where?
in California.
They're not legal.
What?
Yes.
Wait,
they're
we did talk
100
about this.
They're
There's-
100% still a medical procedure.
That's fucking ridiculous. And
What?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God.
And it's so primitive. It's so barbaric. And the fact that it's still happening nowadays, basically to turn a mental patient or, someone who needs help into a vegetable. Because you're severing a lot of like neurological connections in your frontal or temporal lobe.
In your frontal lobe, and a lot of times it's not permanent. A lot of times you end up sometimes they'll reattach and you'll be okay. Also, what's more common than lobotomies also is coring the brain, where they'll do the same kind of idea, except they'll just core pieces out of the brain out to remove what's supposedly the bad
my
part of the brain.
God.
But guess what?
Wait, what do you mean by core?
Like, you know how they core ice to like see what's inside?
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, 100%.
This was
This is happening.
This came into fruition around the same time that lobotomies did.
Yes, this was like one of the original. The original lobotomy was called a leucotomy, I believe, and that's what it was. It was like coring brains out, and this was happening.
Ridiculous.
This was happening in America and England. It was happening all over Europe in the 1940s and 50s. The only place it didn't happen in Europe was Germany, because they had just finished World War II, and they were like, "Yeah, we're not doing that shit."
Work.
They're like, "We know this trick. We're not doing this shit."
I can't. I'm not going to try a German accent, but. I'm not even going to try a Nazi character at all. Let's just move past that.
So this movie is very heavily focused on this weird era of misunderstanding of psychiatric care.
What decade is this? The 60s?
What? Yeah.
The 60s, right? Because it looks like it's in the comic book.
They
know.
definitely go all over because the guns are very modern when they go into their fantasy world. So they go, okay, this is also something I got to say. They inception us a little bit.
Yes.
Because they like go into a fantasy world.
Within the mental
and
asylum.
then go into a fantasy world within that fantasy world.
Yes.
So they're in a mental asylum, and then they have a fantasy that they're also in a brothel.
Yes. So what it is that...
Is that a brothel or is it like a weird
It's
dance hall?
It's like a strip club brothel.
Yeah, because
Because it's the rehearsal room.
It's a strip club brothel that also does community theater.
Yes.
Right?
This is what I'm
Yes.
saying.
It's a strip club
Vague.
brothel that also does
Vague.
community
Yes.
theater.
Yes.
Yes.
But it is in some way a brothel because they have private rooms with heart-shaped beds that rotate.
Right.
Which honestly, if you don't find that attractive and you don't find a heart-shaped bed that rotates sexy,
Unless you have vertigo or just get dizzy easily. Like, if you get dizzy from that slow rotation
I'm all
while
about
fucking.
it, bro.
So is that the first fantasy world within the asylum? Because
Is-
it's not.
is-
Is it
yes.
really in the
The,
asylum?
like the nightclub, or is it the dance, the practice dance room? Because remember, pew! So Baby Doll gets brought to the insane asylum, and her first introduction to all the other girls is in the like mess hall. And what are they doing in the mess hall? Rehearsing a play.
That's what it is.
And the play that they're rehearsing is Sweet Pea's Lobotomy.
Yep. So, here.
Oh.
This is where it gets crazy because right
Off the bat.
after
You
that,
mean 2 minutes into they started talking?
literally the first dialogue.
Yes.
Well, so in that mess hall there is a stage, and apparently the female doctor there,
Carla Gugino. Can we get a name check? Carla
That's your-
Gugino?
who's in Watchmen as well.
Yes, she's Silk Spectre.
Carla
She is great.
Gugino.
She's the doctor there, and she's trying to do this form of therapy where she has the mental patients at the asylum act out their traumas in front of everyone, and
In dance.
Yes.
And is it no? But this is in the base reality when it's still
Yes.
dark. Oh, and they're still dancing.
They act out their trauma in a dance.
yeah.
Ugh, gross. Okay, my theory is it
That's
goes
called,
into
that's called method acting.
that's taking it
Yep.
to a whole other level.
Tarkovsky.
My theory is with this is that since it's so gritty and so traumatizing for them to do all of that, these mental patients, or at least in Baby Doll's mind, she has to escape to this fantasy land in order for her to healthily digest what's going
course.
on, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because an asylum is too scary. What's a little flashier but still a shitty situation? This weird community college brothel, right?
It truly is like a community college brothel because
Yeah.
the friendships she makes are very community college.
Let's break
Because-
down who these girls are, too.
Because she has like 3 friends who we like, but we never really get to know too much of them. And then she has 2 friends who she really gets close to.
There's a lack of character development with so many of these characters.
I think they're called minorities.
Um,
Because all the white girls got very fleshed out characters.
Baby Doll is the main character. We got Sweet Pea, who is the other blonde. We have Rocket, who is Sweet
Sweet
Pea's
Pea's
sister.
sister.
And then we have Jamie Chung, who is Amber.
Yep.
And then we have Blondie,
Who's Vanessa Hudgens?
and she's not even blonde. There are so many blondes in this film. Blondie doesn't even go to a blonde.
Does she say anything? Oh, she like
Yeah.
cries for like half a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
she doesn't have that many lines.
So they're all traumatized, and in order to escape this trauma and the really shitty doctor, they have this like, well, first Baby Doll goes to this like fantasy. I am so sorry that I'm having like a
what happened?
stroke
Did you get punched in the face?
by a ghost cat?
Ghost cat.
Because they make baby doll dance, and while she's dancing, she goes into this samurai winter wonderland and meets the old man. And the old man tells her, "Here are your weapons."
When that first happened, because there was no memo,
No explanation.
I was like, "Oh, this is another fantasy."
This is a different movie?
No, this is what's just going on in her mind when she's dancing.
How is this not a video game?
Right? Where was her health bar?
I would play the fuck out of this video game, and I hate playing video games as girls.
Really?
Yeah, I'm that
Lately,
kind of guy.
I've been choosing my avatars as females. No, straight.
Is it?
Yeah, because if it's third person, you get to see that virtual ass. I'm kidding. This is all it's fucking...
It would have been better if he said boobs.
No, because if it's third person, her boobs are facing away from you.
Oh, I misunderstood.
I'd have to rotate the camera to the front. Anyway.
Sounds like you know what you're doing.
This scene was crazy because she gets a samurai sword and a gun
A Colt 1911.
from the wise man, and goes outside and,
And then
there
boom, 3 samurais.
3 huge stone samurais, and one of them has a minigun.
So first she has a normal fight with the samurai and like defeats him. She shoots him right in the head. And then who comes to greet her? Minigun samurai.
Yeah.
Who she dispatches by running towards. We don't need to define the physics of it. Great scene though.
Yes.
Despite how much we're talking shit, it's a fucking awesome fucking scene. Tell me, honestly,
Visually appealing.
one of the coolest action sequences I've ever seen in my fucking life is the samurai scene.
It was really cool.
Incredible.
It was not necessarily my favorite of the action sequences
the
in
movie
this
gets
film.
better in
It
action
gets better.
sequences, but this is a badass.
It's a good start.
After she defeats the samurai, we realize that she's dancing for Oscar Isaac and 2 other orderlies or something.
Yeah.
And they have chores and something that they need to do. But what she's told by the old man is how she's going to escape. The things she needs to achieve. She needs to get fire, and she needs to get the keys,
She
and
needs to get a map, and she needs to get a knife.
all of these things that she needs to get. And then they have this like meeting where she's like, "Hey guys, I know how to escape." And all the girls are like, "What do you mean you know how to escape?" It's like, "Well, this is how I'm going to do it." So this fever dream you had while you were dancing, baby doll, is now how exactly you're going to break you and everybody else out of it. And then, as crazy as that sounds, everyone loves the plan.
Everyone was like, "Yeah, I want to get out of here. You need those 4 things. Don't tell me what you're going to do with them.
They're also-
but we need those 4 things."
One of them goes, "I know where to get a knife." And the other one goes like, "I know where to get a lighter.
Oh.
I know where the map is."
And then Baby Doll's like, "I know where the key is."
So naturally, they set up the whole movie, and they go on their quest to find these items.
It was very formulaic for the first 30 to 45 minutes, right? Because
sure.
it's like, okay, we need these items, but we got to dance this night. Every single time they go into a dance, they go into a new fantasy world. Baby Doll distracts these men with her dance while the other girls just
Take a lighter or steal keys or
get the map.
and the metaphor for their fight scenes are like World War I castle fight against orcs.
That was Lord of the Rings. Now,
Oh,
if you had
sorry.
seen Lord of the Rings, that was very much.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Lord
they're
of the
not
Rings.
orcs in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, they're orcs in Lord
But
of the
then
Rings.
was it also World War II like airplane?
Oh, I thought you were mashing the 2 events together.
The first one is like World War I and like
In the
like
trenches.
steampunk.
They were steam
Germans.
Nazis,
Steampunk
yeah.
Nazis.
Yup.
And then they do Orc Castle World War II airplane.
Where they have to slice a dragon's neck for 2 crystals that they rub together for fire. This is crazy.
Baby dragon. They
It's a
have to
baby
slit
dragon.
the throat of a baby dragon.
Honestly, that entire time, I was on Baby Dragon's side.
I think safely say always on baby dragon side.
Especially when Mama Dragon came out and was like, "What'd you do to Baby Dragon?"
Also, wouldn't Mama Dragon's neck be the one you want to cut because those necks are like fully developed fire stones?
Yes, those stones are legit. You got the fetus stones.
Those aren't legit.
Nope. This movie's bonkers.
Jules
We're
loves
bonkers because
this.
this movie's bonkers.
And oddly enough, they get every item with little to no resistance. Mm-hmm. Except for
The
knife.
The kitchen knife from the fat chef.
Which wasn't a fantasy. They just like straight up kill the fuck out of that chef
Oh, in that fantasy.
in the kitchen.
No,
Like,
he survives after that.
Oh, okay.
Because
They straight up attempt to kill this. Like, no fantasy. They don't go to some La La Land to do it. Like, this one's just like, Nah, why gonna fuck up the chef?
Well, fuck the chef.
Sure, but
He's a piece of
what
shit.
was going on in Baby Doll's head? Like, I want to see like the Vietnam War metaphor of her like
There
falling
was
in
something.
the swamp.
There actually was a fantasy. You don't remember it?
What was it?
Because they were trying to deactivate and extract a bomb from a train. The bomb had a code name as the kitchen knife.
Man.
But then that all got fucked up because the stereo system that Baby Doll brought into the kitchen to dance to distract the cook had
fell in the waters. Or
was like a
it
puddle.
Short-circuited.
stopped the music. Cook realized what was going on and was like, oh shit, these girls are trying to steal my knife. And straight up stabs one of the girls. Rocket.
Jamie. Oh, yes, it is Rocket.
Yeah, because she jumped in front of her sister Amber.
To save Amber's life.
Yeah. This is crazy. This movie's insane.
Amber's name is Sweet Pea.
Sweet Pea. I'm sorry, Amber is Jamie Chung.
Yes.
Fuck, dude.
Yes.
A lot of girls, a lot of actresses in this movie. I do wish this movie was rated R.
It was going to be. And in fact, the added ending part that I was telling you about is the scene that they made him cut. In fact, they told him that he needed to re-edit it so that it didn't look the way the MPAA said was going to make it an R-rated film. The way that they suggested it to be edited. Damn. Zack Snyder felt it to be too rapey, so he just cut the scene out completely.
Oh shit. I mean, there are a lot of what this movie did well.
This movie doesn't. I don't know why you guys are shocked. This movie's full of abuse and rape.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
No, the fact that that something of that extent that would have brought it to that next level was cut out.
It's weird too. Like the MPA is like, this is how you have to do the scene, and Zack Snyder's like, I don't like the way that it is, and like, well, then take it out.
I mean, every single theme here was so dark and gritty. They did a good job of making every single man, literally every man in this movie, except for the wise man, the absolute worst.
Well, even he tells lies.
Does he?
At the very end. The very women-centric, very women-powerful movie. Not very believable, but is John Wick? No. Is Leaving Las Vegas? No.
Just watch this for visual purposes.
I want to get into my theory of this film.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. There's a lot of hoopla around this film. And when I was doing a little bit of research, one of the things that I saw is there is a rumor that this film also lines up perfectly with a lot of Pink Floyd songs.
Yeah.
Similar to the Wizard of Oz, but there's a certain scenes that supposedly line up in sync with different Pink Floyd songs. I couldn't find any video that showed it, but I saw multiple blog posts and multiple websites that talked about that. I also saw how this movie was also a metaphor for the MK Ultra project. Are you familiar with what that is?
That happened on the East Coast. It has something to do with aliens, right?
No.
I'm stupid.
It did happen in America, in Virginia, though, because it was on in the CIA property. MK Ultra was the U.S. government's plan to try and figure out mind control. And what they would do is they would put acid in an entire city's water supply and just see what happens to the city's population. Or they would give guys syphilis to see what would happen if they gave them syphilis. Or they would beat women all of their lives and then rape them and then see if they can keep a secret. MK Ultra was one of the most fucked up things that the government ever did. And the only way we know about it is because one box of files was accidentally filed on the wrong floor, and during the Freedom of Information Act, we found it through there. Every other file of MK Ultra was destroyed except for this one box that let us know about it. It was a true thing that actually happened. A lot of people think that one of the creators, his name was Lennox. That's why they think the Lennox house where she was sent to is a metaphor for the MK Ultra project, where they were taking people who were so traumatized by these horrible actions, kind of like Black Widow story in the Avengers, right? They just kind of and Red Sparrow, that Jennifer Lawrence film, that idea of these Russian spies are yeah, if we just destroy their past and traumatize them, then they'll be the best kill machines ever. That is a thing that America tried, not the Russians. Mm-hmm. And this movie is kind of a way where they're they're militarizing these women.
Wait, this is your theory, or is this something that you read?
No, this is something that I was reading about.
Okay.
My theory is actually a little more artsy-fartsy about it. I think that the four women the four women she meets,
yes,
Yeah.
are her.
Oh, and these are just,
and in fact,
all aspects of her.
And why I think that is all of this movie is about her. As soon as she gets to the Lennox house, she's lobotomized. I think the movie actually takes place in 10 seconds. She gets there, he pays her off, she gets lobotomized. John Hamm hands the folder to Carla G, and she's like, what is this? This isn't my signature. And then that's when it kind of like unfolds in that. But all the stuff that happens in the middle is just Baby Doll's brain trying to quantify what happened. Here's how it's doing it. Baby Doll is sent to a horrible place. She has to create a character that represents Baby Doll. She creates Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea is the older sister and the leader of the group. The older sister who has to watch her little sister, Rocket, die. Watches her die in her arms, but instead of being accidentally murdered by herself, Rocket is killed trying to defend her. Rocket is given an honorable death, finally, instead of being killed in cold blood when Baby Doll makes the mistake and shoots her sister on accident. Amber is the opportunity for Baby Doll to be courageous. And sometimes she has to lock herself up in this war machine, in this incredible metal box where she can finally fight back against the orderly. She can fight back against the mental problems that she has. She's finally able to go against it. And what does she do with it? When the map is thrown into the sky, she jumps up into the sky and catches it too, because that's her power through it also. And then, like Vanessa Hudgens is like her hope. She's flying that airplane. She's the one who's able to like get people safe. She's the one who's like protecting people from above. These are all different aspects of her. And then at the very end, the only one who can escape is Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea escapes the brothel. Sweet Pea escapes this horrible area where she gets on the bus and drives away with the old man, whereas Baby Doll doesn't. Yet her escape is the lobotomy.
Oh, so you're saying Sweet Pea
Jesus.
is symbolism for the lobotomy?
I'm saying Sweet Pea is symbolism for Baby Doll.
Yeah, no. For
Sweet Pea's
for
escape.
Baby Doll's lobotomy.
Yes.
Because
Sweet Pea's
lobotomy in a
escape.
way is an escape from the
Traumas and problems that you have,
Yes.
which and I definitely think that because of that deleted scene that I'm talking about. The deleted scene that I'm talking about is a scene where we see John Hamm in the metaphorical world. He's the high roller that they're always talking about. And so when he's there, except he has this conversation with Baby Doll about how he's the only one who can free her. I can give you freedom from everything. I can give you freedom from fear and freedom from love and freedom from hate and give you all these opportunities. He's like, but the only way I can give you that freedom is if you give yourself to me in this moment of love. And right as they go to kiss, ting, it cuts to the lobotomy that we see. That's
You're talking about Oscar Isaac?
No.
No,
John
Oscar.
Hamm.
No. Before that, it was Oscar Isaac that was about to kiss.
I know, but in the cut scene that they took out,
it's John Hamm.
It's in the
I had
high
a feeling-
rollers metaphor.
I had a feeling that John Hamm had a bigger role than he actually had in
Yes,
here, because
yes.
you see him in the beginning, and I got so excited, and then it goes into Fantasyland, and we don't see him for 50 minutes.
He actually has a when you see that ending again, it wraps up everything really, really well. It actually like makes things make a lot more sense. But I could see if they cut out some of it to just make it go to the action parts, it would come off as rapey. And then I could see how Zack Snyder's like, well, I don't even want this scene in here at all now.
Yeah.
And so he changes the ending to Sweet Pea getting on a bus, almost getting caught by the police.
Something a little more hopeful.
And even Sweet Pea is, notice where she's escaping to on that bus, Paradise. The sign that she passes by, she's going to Paradise.
This movie, like you said, is so
Very symbolic.
open-ended.
Yeah.
That your theory, could be passable. I don't know what Zack Snyder was truthfully intending, if he had a vision in his mind that is that he's for sure like, this is what I was thinking, or if he truly intended it for us to like come up with so many multiple interpretations.
I think he wanted everybody to come away. I think he wanted people to feel something from this film and
Yes.
come away with it with their own ideas.
Yeah.
Because the film, like Man of Steel, he made a point to be like, this is the story. It's an alien who comes to Earth and he's telling this story. Of Watchmen, here's a story of how we try to unite the human race by doing the worst thing possible, right? These are all very standard stories that he's trying. And then this one is really open-ended and really metaphorical and very, very ethereal almost, because it's like it can be one thing, but at the same time, it's also a completely other thing.
Is this your first time watching it since you had seen it in Disneyland?
No, I've seen it a bunch of times, actually.
Oh, okay. Because this was my first time. And so I didn't know what to expect. I didn't realize that it was this stylish or this weird.
I think first watching this film, or even the first few times of watching this film, you're either so shocked of the badness of like the overacting, or you're caught up on the fact of like, wait, now they have swords and guns, or you're caught up on the fact of like, wait, are these steampunk Nazis? Like, it's very easy to get caught up in the look of this movie. but you have to really understand what it is.
I will say my favorite parts, like as cool and stylish as the action scenes were and how that's fun to just like watch, my favorite parts is when she would come back from that fantasy into the brothel fantasy, right? Because now, like, okay, I like it when movies have rules. It gives me a sense of a grounded reality. You know, because like let's say rules like
This is the movie that has a bunch of rules for you.
no. Like this has some
No
rules.
Oh, I guess
Because
yeah.
if not, let me
Explain.
Inception is an incredible movie because there are rules that allow us to speculate, and it gives us a form of like a pattern, a grounded reality where we could come up with theories that might be passable.
And they explain the rules of Inception without it being like somebody reading the rules of Monopoly.
Yeah,
to you.
no one's like narrating it to you.
And then if you land on go, no, it's like, hey, sometimes when you go on a staircase, it never ends.
Yeah, they show it to us in a very subtle fashion. Here, even though it wasn't as subtle, there's still the rule of like, oh, now, like after the first time she comes back from the samurai action scene, like at that point we know, okay, I get it. She
learned something.
This is her dancing. She goes into her mind, and this is a symbol of her dancing. It's like it's a fight that she needs to win, and when she wins, she learns something, how to progress on how to get on this
To the next
asylum. Yes. And so once there were rules, I was like, okay, now I'm following, because like the first 15 minutes, I was like, where the fuck are we?
Yes, and like I said, it's very easy to get lost in the visuals of it because it is a bonkers film. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But that's because it's like a dream. It's truly like a fever dream.
Yeah.
That she's having in the
None
last
of this
moments of her
felt real.
lobotomy.
And that's like the way it's shot is supposed to make us feel like it's very lucid. It's
Do you think this was Zack Snyder's response to Inception? Like Zack Snyder saw Christopher Nolan's thing and he was like, I can do that. I can make a movie that makes people think for years later.
it basically is just something within a something.
He like saw it and like turned to his wife. He's like, Deborah, I can make a movie that'll fuck with people's brains just as much as that. But like takes it the opposite way.
Yes. Because that's what it was. Like, okay, what if he had taken it to an extra
it's
level?
Dumb Inception.
What if there was like another fever dream within that samurai fight? What if she got knocked down by this big ass samurai, closed her eyes, and now she's in
Like it's
Willy
that same
Wonka's
area.
factory?
She's that same area, but it's not winter. It's like summer.
Yeah.
And so and then the whole movie is in that place. And then at the end she gets killed, but then she wakes up in Samurai Land. And then that sets up a whole trilogy because you're like, oh, I guess she still has to fight the snow samurais too. And then like she wakes up at that and you're like, oh, that's right. She's also in an insane asylum.
I'd be exhausted. I was already like
Movie is very tiring.
It's
By the
an
time
hour and 50 minutes.
And you're out of breath by the time this movie's
I stopped this 5 times. It took me a course
too.
of 2 days to watch this.
I am. I watched it in a night.
You don't have to agree with me. These are just yeah,
sure.
2 days.
Over under. This is a film that you can enjoy with popcorn and a pizza.
Yeah.
And hanging out. Because you can either take the minutes to just like, wow, this is crazy, right? Or you can actually sit down and like watch it with like a notebook and like a cup of tea and then be like, this poor girl is so troubled. You know what I mean? Like you can really
that's the way to do it.
Peel the onions.
Yeah,
layer.
that's for sure the way to do it.
Thanks,
as opposed to just putting on the background. As cool as that is, like it was fun trying to theorize what the fuck's going on.
There's a lot of layers to this film.
Yeah, Jules, can you do us a favor? Can you go on IMDb and look up like just fun trivia about this movie? Because I want to speculate. Like, if this must have been fun to shoot before they knew it was gonna get stripped away into what it became.
I think from what I understand, Vanessa Hudgens really liked working on this film.
Why is that?
Because it was one of her first times outside of High School Musical. Oh. And it was such a different turn of it that it was just a way to, do something completely different.
Literally a decade ago. This was made in 2011, or came out in 2011. So she was, I don't know.
Just out.
High School Musical came out when we were in high school?
I never watched any of them.
Same here.
What am I looking at?
IMDb trivia.
There we go. Did you know? Sorry, I was on the wrong thing.
Thank you.
Okay. Just give you a couple random ones.
Sure, whatever you think is interesting.
Pick your favorite 3.
Oh, there's a lot. I'm just going to pick one that I see. That's a stupid one. Each of the lead girls had to undergo strict physical training, which involved doing deadlifts up to 96 kilograms several months before shooting.
I respect it.
Vanessa
Renisha.
From the South?
Vanessa Hudgens called that period tormenting.
Check out a Tarnation.
Please go back to the regular Jules voice because I'm not a fan of
I don't
Southern
like Alabama,
Jules.
Trashley.
Yeah. My name's Juliet, and I got throat
Trashley
problems.
2.0.
Pioneer.
Okay. And she broke down several times. Ugh, weak. In scenes
Who
where
broke down several times?
Vanessa.
Oh.
In scenes
Hudgy.
where she's been crying, she actually brought out moments from those sessions.
That's lame. I like her a
What?
little bit
No,
less.
that's fine. She brought out moments. She's just trying to channel
Remember
the
that
good
time when they
actress.
made us do 96 kilogram deadlift?
That might be a lot. I mean, if the training for
That
this...
might be a lot. You don't know kilograms?
Well, let me just convert it.
Oh, here's one.
Less than 96 pounds. That's not that
That's
much.
not that much,
Fuck,
bro.
dude.
How many pounds is it?
Well, a kilogram is more than a pound, right? It's like 1 point something pounds. So,
So
it's
they were deadlifting.
less than 90. That's not a
That's
lot.
not that bad.
No, these
No.
girls could do it.
You could do it, Jules, and you have a bionic back.
Yes, I do. Several members of the cast and crew semi-humorously described.
So specific.
I love your
hate these words.
I love your American Sign ASL parentheses.
Is that what that is? I thought you were trying to say like I love you, but not connecting the heart.
I thought you're playing radio operator with a ghost boobs, just like.
Okay, sorry. Semi-humorously described this movie as One Flew Over the Matrix.
Yeah, honestly, actually, that's the best way because it's insane.
Yeah.
And like Matrix level video game
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
that.
agree. Two.
Okay.
Yeah.
One more.
One. Hit us with your best shot.
There's so many.
Just choose one. Sorry, that sounded so mean. Come on. Choose one
Jules,
already.
Come on.
Did your laptop turn off?
I don't know which one to pick.
Just read the first one and we'll make fun of it.
Oh,
If it's
okay.
stupid.
This is a long one.
Oh, way to choose the longest one.
I'll do a short one.
Just choose one.
As you can see, guys, we script out every inch of this podcast. We do not like to have any unforeseen circumstances.
Hey,
happen.
I was thrown into this role today.
We're all thrown into our roles today.
Yes. You think I wake up every day wanting to play this role?
You think I wake up every day wanting to play this
I
role?
didn't even watch this movie.
We're cutting that part out. We're going to bleep that out.
I didn't know about it. This isn't fair. I'm being attacked. Okay, here we go. Oh, fuck. All of these are so long
Read
now.
the second one.
This was featured in episode 8 of the podcast. How did that get made? Among many things they speak about. I shouldn't be talking about another podcast.
No, that's a good
great
podcast, actually. That's a really, really good podcast.
Oh, never mind.
You're really good at this.
But apparently we can like put our own facts on there then. We should be putting every movie we've done. We should add a fact
yeah.
Have
on.
you guys ever done trivia?
Like trivia nights at a bar?
No,
what are you
like
talking
on the
about?
episode
Oh.
because I
Every
was
now
not
and then.
expecting this.
we'll save it in our minds,
I
but
know,
like
but I just thought I had to do the itty bitty nitty gritty.
oh, is this too much work?
It's a lot. It's a lot of
trivia?
pressure.
You know what? Forget it. Jules.
Forget it.
You're fired.
Yes. Bye.
Hey, Brie Larson auditioned for a role.
Really?
Which girl?
It doesn't say.
Wow.
Emma Stone was considered for Amber.
I think Emma Stone would have been a better Rocket.
Angelina Jolie was considered for the role of Dr. Vera
I
Gorf.
could see that for sure.
Evan Rachel Wood was the first choice for Rocket, but dropped out due to scheduling conflicts.
She would
I
have
could
been.
see
She would
and
have been a
Jenna
better
Malone
Sweet Pea.
replaced
I could see
her.
that.
Oh my God, Amanda Seyfried?
Seafood.
For Baby Doll,
Olivia
huh?
Thirlby and Mia Wasikowski were in turn going to be cast as Baby Doll and dropped out before Emily Browning was chosen.
Emily Browning's an interesting choice.
I was looking because I recognized her face and I couldn't tell where she was from, so I looked at her list of movies, and she did this movie which is called Sleeping Beauty. Not what I thought it was.
Is it about a princess who falls asleep after eating an apple?
Close. It's about this girl that gets hired at this niche brothel where rich men touch her while she's asleep, and that's the niche. And it's very, very weird.
Oh my god.
Did you watch all of it?
No. I was just watching. I looked at the Wikipedia and read the plot, and I was like, "This is nuts."
That's weird. There's a couple Zack Snyder facts.
Hit me.
Do you want those?
I love Zack Snyder.
First film directed by him. That is not an adaptation. However, the movie features motifs from Lewis Carroll's novel Alice Adventures in Wonderland.
Really, I would have thought it had motifs of like Lord of the Rings or
The Matrix
or any video game ever.
or World War II.
Oh, this is like the history of World War. This is the Battle of the Bulge, right?
Yeah, this is a biopic, dude.
Of the Battle of the Bulge. This is
They should
this was
show
D-Day.
this in schools.
D-Day.
This was D-Day,
What?
right?
They should show this in schools.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
this would have been
Historically accurate.
Yep, I would have passed history. Not that I didn't. I would have passed history with flying colors if I saw this
You
movie.
just barely squeaked by. Good thing I was in that class with you.
Actually, I literally
Really?
barely squeaked by.
Oh, I was really good in history class.
I got a D+
Oh,
in
really?
history, but since it was an honors class, it like bumped it up a little bit.
What?
And it's technically passing.
There was an honors history
I
class?
barely
AP.
graduated from high
Art
school.
history?
So
You barely graduated from high school?
yeah,
Oh, but you did,
I did.
and look at you now.
That's all that
Well, if you
matters.
spent less time under the bleachers.
I was never under the bleachers.
I don't think anyone actually spends time.
Our bleachers
Under
were so
bleachers.
dangerous.
Yeah.
They were just
Also,
right on a hill. Like fucking, it
It
just
was
goes
like on
down.
a cliff.
Yeah.
or just go to someone's house if you're gonna hang out. Who the fuck is hanging out
Just hang
under
out
bleachers?
on the bleachers. That's fine. Just like we're
What is
cool
this,
with it.
Freaks and geeks? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Christian, do you have a best person on set award?
He's gonna go to Zack Snyder.
He's a good one. I gotta give mine though to Snyder Zach.
Oh, you're real fancy.
He's the opposite director. So every time Zack Snyder would like write a screenplay or he would make a beautiful like production value, right? Snyder Scott would come in and just like disassemble it, right? He would like take it apart. And I think having that antithesis in a creation and a creative process really helps get the juices.
I think what you mean is Warner Brothers, because you're saying
Oh.
everything that Warner Brothers is doing.
That's right. That's right. Warner Brothers came in and was like, "Oh, is this a good movie?"
Oh, we're
Not
going
anymore.
to destroy this.
And all other films were going to destroy of yours as well.
I want to talk about Vanessa Hudgens real quick. She brought out moments, like you said in the trivia, but my least favorite moment is how she was so easily how easily she caved and just, let the plan go.
Fall apart. It's all
She told Oscar Isaac, "This is what's happening."
weak. Weak-willed.
Oscar Isaac pisses me off in this movie.
Great acting. Great mustache.
Yes. Yeah, and he has like the mascara on.
Oh, John Hamm has mascara on in the deleted scene and looks incredible.
John Hamm with mascara is the way to go.
Ugh. Also, the lashes in this film.
John Hamm
I don't know if your girlfriend
He's a
saw this
good
movie
looking-
because
No,
that's
she
how
hasn't.
she should be doing lashes.
These lashes are good. They're really everyone has
6-inch
made them.
lashes.
Yeah, even in the first 15 minutes when Baby Doll's trying to leave,
During the lobotomy, she has full makeup on.
they're like, "If you're going to put that thing in my tear duct, I
that-
gotta look good."
Look, if you still got to sharpen that ice pick, let me fix my eyebrows.
Yeah, let me do that. Yeah, these girls, they were, after she got the lobotomy, they were like, "I've never seen you make that face before." And she still looked gorgeous. I'm like, she can make that face all the time. Half smiling, I'm fine with it. Very pretty.
One of the side effects of a lobotomy is chronic masturbation.
Really?
Yes, you just start doing it without thinking.
Have you had a lobotomy?
What?
No. What I do is habitual masturbation.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Not chronic.
I'm gonna let you sit in that moment that you created. Because I'm cool with it.
I know.
But your was just like,
Well, no one said anything.
how about you rate me? The film.
I'll rate the film a 3 out of 5. Yeah. It's a good watch. It's not my favorite watch. I'd much rather watch Watchmen.
Yeah, for sure. It took me 8 times to like understand it. It literally took me multiple watches to finally be like, oh shit, this is a fantasy of her dancing.
Yeah.
Like the first few times I watched this film, I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
I love the concept. I love the idea.
Read the fuck out of this if it was a comic book.
Yeah.
I would play the fuck out of this if it was a video game.
Yes.
I would maybe even read it if it was a series, like a young adult novel.
Okay, how about if
But
we
the
do
movie sucked.
miniseries like we always do with everything?
That was kind of what we just watched.
It felt like it. What I think it was lacking was character depth. I didn't care much about these girls. Right? The person I cared the character that I was most into was Oscar Isaac, but because he was a good actor and he was given some very emotional dialogue. Like when he gets mad at them in the dressing room and ends up shooting 2 of them and then gets really weird with Baby Doll. Like I was angry and I was like, oh, you sparked emotion within me.
And this was early in Oscar Isaac's career too, before we understood the range that he had. Like him being this character of a character, he doesn't do this deep of character work anymore. I don't believe. I mean, it all seems to be pretty.
What's the last thing he did? What's the last thing you've seen him in?
Star Wars.
Okay, I wouldn't count that necessarily, because that doesn't take deep character work. At least the late ones, right?
Have you seen Star Wars?
I've seen Star Wars. Ex Machina. I loved him in.
Donald Gleason also in Star Wars, also in Ex Machina.
Who wins in a fight, Oscar Isaac or Pedro Pascal? Because I think they have a similar range.
An acting fight.
Yes. Just like when I say who wins in a fight, just take like what their best skills are. Don't take it literally. Like take their best skills.
I'm doing both. And I'm running 100 simulations in my head.
Oh, you're a robot.
Pedro Pascal won 68.22389 times. I gave it to Pedro Pascal.
Okay, and why?
The simulations pulled him on top 62% of the time.
That's good enough justification for me. How about you? What do you rate it?
Honestly,
say it.
2.
A 2 out of 5.
I don't.
You said you fucking love this movie.
I know, but I don't
do
think people need to see this movie. I don't think people need to watch it because, like I said, it took me 8 times to finally understand it. You can listen to this podcast and be like, "Yeah, I get Sucker Punch."
Yeah, I hope at the end of this episode that people want to watch the movie. Though it's very flattering when people tell us.
Yeah.
Hey, listen to. I listened to this episode,
and then I had to go out and see it.
I ended up renting it
for sure.
So it's definitely worth a watch. It's not. It's a good. It's
here's what it is. It'll come back on Netflix or something eventually.
Yeah.
Then watch it.
Oh yeah, when it's on Netflix.
You watched this movie a long time ago?
Yes.
What were your thoughts on it when you watched it?
I loved it.
Girl power.
I think I just like because it's so weird and quirky and there's like dancing involved and it's.
We could do those.
A big mind trip.
We should do this whole movie as a Halloween costume, all of us.
Yes.
I'll be Oscar Isaac.
I'll be Baby Doll.
You realize there's so many other.
I'll be the wise man.
See, we already have it figured out.
You're the only girl.
Chris can be Amber.
Oh, yes. He looks like Jamie Chung.
And then Otis can be
the
Vanessa Hudgens.
Or the mayor. The mayor, his entrance was dope. He came in like a thug with some cool music. It reminded me of the newest Great Gatsby. You know how
favorite director.
How it's kind of old school. The style of this took place in like a
but it's like Jay-Z music.
Yes, exactly. And he came in with like a mink coat and he had his boss ass lighter. Really cool stuff, dude.
It's an interesting film. It's worth a peek. Maybe not more than that, though.
Yeah, I rented it for $4 on Amazon Prime. Where did you watch it?
On the same.
Oh, the same. Yeah, that's all I got to say.
That's all I got to say. There are 3 things that I like to say.
Sam.
Follow me on Instagram at call_me_Jesus.
Yes, and then you can follow me at Christian Has Asthma. Jules.
Where can they follow you?
What is my Instagram?
You don't know your Instagram?
At Juliet_Farnsworth.
There you go.
Farnsworth?
Start a new one, Farnsworth, and then it'll be just pictures of you with like your eyes crossed.
Can you cross your eyes? You're
I
just
don't
closing
know.
them. You're just closing your eyes.
So the answer is no.
I can't. I can't do it.
I can't.
I can't.
You're really weird today.
Today?
I'm weird all the time.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
but
gonna
you're
say,
like
Jules is
extra weird today.
That's true.
It's because I wasn't expecting to be on this show today. I wasn't prepared.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you did have an anxiety thing earlier today.
I
It's rough
did.
to be on a show the same
Guys-
day you have an anxiety attack.
Anxiety is real.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Meghan Markle
A
felt
lot
it.
of people have it.
Actually, it's pretty on brand to talk about,
Feelings.
mental health on this episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Why are you looking at me? Because you're perfect in your mental health? Because you got a great brain? Sorry, some of us have chemical imbalances we can't control, Christian.
No, anxiety is a real thing. My girlfriend of 7 years suffers from anxiety, pretty severe anxiety, and has had to take medication for it as well.
Yeah.
And it's a crippling thing. I just want to say to the individuals out there that don't believe that it is a real disease, fuck off. Don't say shit like, "Oh, it's just the mindset."
Well,
Be
and
happy.
I mean, people don't understand, and it's just like some people, I mean, who both have anxiety, they might not understand the other person's anxiety.
Different strokes.
You know, because like I mean, I've caught myself like having judgment towards people if I think they're just like being dramatic. You know, and you learn from that. I mean,
Everyone's growing.
yeah.
Try to put yourself in their shoes. You don't know
Yeah.
what they're going through at home or what their current situation is
Right.
with anything. Because like I'm blessed to not suffer from it or like from like mental. What are you laughing, dude?
I was thinking of a joke that I heard. It's nothing to do with what you're saying.
No, I do feel blessed to the point like
Yeah.
where if I do feel a little bit of anxiousness, it's like, whoa, this is a weird feeling because I'm usually comfortable.
calm.
I get frazzled. Listen to Tuesday's episode. I get frazzled. I would turn into origami. Don't fucking do
Or
that.
at least-
I'm sorry. Don't fucking shoo your arm away from me. 10 times, play it back. 10 times you do this to me. I could do that to you. Fuck you. Anyway. And I freak out. I twiddle my fingers and like I do this thing when I'm feeling some discomfort, but it's never to the point or frequent enough for me to
Get a pill bottle full of 300 pills. That would be just ridiculous.
Put a finger down if.
yeah.
You can follow the podcast at ICBTB Podcast.
Alejandro.
We can't
What?
forget to take a Polaroid.
We have to
I
take
just
a
had to
Polaroid.
say it on the episode, so
So
it's
we don't
locked
forget.
in.
I'm glad you reminded me because I did forget.
I wouldn't have forgotten.
I can see the camera right here. Do you want me to do it right here on air?
We should we?
It's the end of the episode.
Wait, no, wait. It has to be all of us, or just me.
We'll do another one with all of us too. But this one's for the YouTube people who are watching.
Whoa.
Oh no, that's not nice. I love you guys.
Really Asian of you. Now that she's married an Asian guy, she thinks she could do all things Asian.
All things Asian.
Because it's just
It's like all things considered, but it's all things Asian.
Asian.
Welcome back to All Things Asian. Today, the Lunar New Year.
Do you feel more Asian now?
How much rice do you eat on a weekly basis?
Oh, I eat a lot of rice on a weekly basis.
White rice, brown rice.
Both.
Wild
But
field
I've
rice.
always done that. No, just white and brown rice.
You love your carbs.
I eat more rice than my husband. Definitely.
He has too many lines on his body. I've seen him shirtless. Too many.
Yeah.
Tell him to tone it down a bit.
Nah.
Oh.
Every body is beautiful.
Everybody.
All right.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't be that bad, oh, it 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 can't be that bad.
All right. This is where I'm going to stop, but I kind of want to go for like 5 minutes just to see if I could get, I don't know. I just want to play around for 5 minutes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Now it feels
Back
weird.
straight.
Well, I mean, because you definitely set it up in such a natural way too. You're like, yeah, you know what I want to do? You know what I want to do? I'm gonna just
Hey,
like,
just keep going. Just be natural.
Yeah.
Hey, just
Be
keep
natural.
going.
hey,
Be natural.
do the natural thing. That's not what you're
I
doing.
just-
You're not doing the natural thing. Just be. Oh my god. You gotta spit on it first.
Wait.
Wow, that's not what I meant. What you were about to do is not at all.
Yes, no,
what-
spit on it.
Spit on it, Daddy. Oh!
I missed. Oh, I didn't even fly. Oh, my dad's asleep. Don't yell. No more yelling.
Sorry, Dad.
He's gonna be mad at me tomorrow.
No, tell him it was my fault because you spit.
I'm a grown man and my dad's gonna be mad at me.
It's okay, my dad's always mad at me. You still trying?
Oh my god. Stop making out with it.
Wait, how hard do I go?
As hard as you can. Ladies
As
and
hard
gentlemen,
as you can.
this is the first episode
Patreon.
of our Patreon. You're getting it for free right now. And if you stuck around, congratulations to our secret show. ICBTB, secret. It can't be that bad. Or
After hours.
Spanish. It can't be that bad. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Yo soy Alejandro. No tengo dinero.
You have money. My name is Alejandro. Where's the library? I have money. Because you're going to buy books at the library where you could.
Yo necesito uno lápiz. No tiene papeles.
I need a pencil. I don't have paper.
Está una chica en el baño.
I have one girl in the bathroom.
Está dos mangos en la tarea.
I have 2 mangoes somewhere.
Oh my god.
Un perro y pera.
One
Saquen
money.
los chichis.
One money and money in boobs. Honestly, I love this segment. I love Christian trying to.
I took French.
Say some French. I'm gonna-
What? You live in
Oh.
California. What the fuck's wrong with
I
you?
know. I so stupid.
I'm so stupid.
I don't remember
Can you
any.
say anything? Can you say je ne sais pas?
Je ne sais pas. What? Je ne sais pas.
That's what I said.
You said jaune.
Gin.
Je ne
Jaune.
sais pas.
Um,
How's that going over there, buddy?
I don't know. My mouth is fresh.
Can you do that again and go cross-eyed?
Oh God, I think that's not good to have on the internet.
I'm not gonna put it out.
Just cut the camera somewhere else.
The entire episode's just gonna be focused on Jules.
No. Did you get new pictures?
No.
Every time you cough, I'm gonna switch it to your
Oh
camera.
my god, please stop. Because I
I
cough.
have it all.
I cough so much.
I can see it all. I'm legit gonna do that.
What were we? Jules just. What's wrong with Jules? What's wrong with your throat? What was
Juliet has throat problems.
Juliet has throat problems.
That's probably gonna be the name of the episode.
It has to be
Why is this still recording?
Oh my god.
because you wanted to go for another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
Because
done.
this is for the Patreon.
This is Patreon behind the scenes. You know how like Chris does behind the scenes videos? That's what this
is behind the scenes, which is almost exactly the same, but no structure. That's not behind the scenes, dude.
I don't understand what behind the scenes actually means. I don't actually know.
When we cut the cameras, I have some tea for y'all.
Oh, cut the fucking cameras.
Oh. Okay, we're cutting the camera.